Hey guys, Ponce here on the PBE, here to show you guys a neat little feature that they've implemented into the game, and we'll probably make it live next patch, we'll see. But this thing right here, the champion highlight feature, doesn't seem particularly sort of significant at first glance. I actually find this sort of a nice little change. I mean, it's not the biggest thing ever, but feels like something that should have probably been in the game a while ago. Particularly, in just sort of big team fights and all that. It does sometimes, depending on the game, get kind of hectic, and you sort of occasionally do lose track of where your character is. If you do center the camera, usually you can tell relatively quickly where you are, but some champions, it's a weird thing in the sense that almost a balance kind of sense, that some champions are just a lot more noticeable when things get really hectic, either because of the color palette or whatever, or just how large they are and stuff like that. So this sort of evens the playing field. Also, how used to you are to the champion as well. I mean, I could, I guess, in a sense, be chalked up to sort of a getting used to skill sort of thing. But for example, like Jarvan, he tends to stand out okay well. Like, he's not the most standout, he's not the biggest model, but he's got, depending on which skin you use, colors that stand out fairly well, like this whole gold thing. He's got a big lance. It's kind of hard to lose track of him, despite the fact that actually he is extremely mobile and stuff like that. Also, I play a shit ton of Jarvan, at least compared to other champions. Overall, I actually don't play that much League of Legends anymore. But anyway, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to lose track of Jarvan, despite the fact that, he's got massive mobility. He can ult to cover huge distances. And on top of that, actually, probably more than most people, I actually am, I don't, but I probably am more liable to lose track of my character, simply because I use the free look WASD to move my camera. So I like to move my camera around a lot, just so I can kind of survey the battlefield better. But it does come with the disadvantage of kind of sort of losing track where things are a little bit. Too much information to work with. It's kind of odd, since I just made a video about that probably about a month ago or something. But anyway, that's me personally. I don't know how much this affects you guys. So yeah, just sort of like smaller champions that are more generic, I find I do actually occasionally lose track of in like a big team fight where particle effects are going off, especially if like, this character has a lot of dashes or blinks and stuff like that. So for whatever reason, Ryze comes to mind, even though he's not, he doesn't have any dashes or blinks, but he's sort of like this. He looks like a normal dude, but sort of purple, and purple is just a pretty common color when it gets mixed into the blues and the particle effects. And yeah, he's not the biggest, so he has smaller characters, I guess, in general. So, yeah, it's sort of neat. Now, I'm not sure how finished they are with this sort of feature. I actually do have a bit of a problem with it, and notice that, well, actually you can't notice. Well, actually yeah, you can. Notice between the time between it centers and when the thing comes up. It's only about a 0.5 second delay, but that feels a bit not good to me.
Rest when we are dead.
Like that, it feels like the kind of thing that if you've actually bothered to turn the feature on, it should be instantaneous. Simply because, especially if you're a squishier sort of champion, that kind of delay, and when you really need to find out where your character is, and obviously that's why you're using it, to find out where your character is. Well, not necessarily. Maybe you just want to center your camera. But anyway, assuming you want to figure out where your character is, that tiny delay when you don't know where you are can be conceptually or theoretically enough to kill you. Again, and I feel like a lot of the time, sort of these more generic-looking mages that just kind of blend in, they're going to need sort of the fastest response of all, because they have no survivability sort of thing. It's like, well, in that delay, I got blown up because I have no hit points or no defenses, anything like that. Or I couldn't activate my blink because I'm casted, or something like that. So, yeah, there you have it. I like the idea behind the change. I hope they speed it up. I don't know if they will. But in general, yeah, I do like the idea there. Again, mostly if I were to play champions that I'm not quite as familiar with, so I'm not used to like looking for them, and I don't have that sort of what's the term for it? It's not a visual cue, but essentially I don't have the like a search image for them, essentially sort of burned into my brain, and that'll definitely help out. So anyway, that's it. Kind of a simple topic for me to ramble on for a while, but. That's it for me. Off to stream some more League of Legends and No Man's Sky, probably. So thanks for tuning in. I'll be at twitch.tv/Ponce, like I usually am. See you guys around. Bye.